Today's show is brought to you by State Farm agent Brian McDevitt. Here's the deal. When you combine State Farm home and auto insurance, save an average of $889. State Farm agent Brian McDevitt is ready to help you combine home and auto and save in Chicago and the surrounding suburbs. Call Brian today at 630-796-2662. That's 630-796-2662. Or visit his website, ryanismyagent.com. That's ryanismyagent.com, and make sure to mention Sports Talk Chicago. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. I want to start today with this. We're greedy. We're inherently greedy people. Whenever we're given something okay, we want more. Whenever we're given the best, it's never good enough. Look, I'm not saying Mitch Trubisky or Nick Foles or even Andy Dalton are the best. I'm not. But I will say this. The reaction I've seen to the Sam Darnold trade by Bears fans has been appalling. Literally appalling. In what universe is Sam Darnold better than Andy Dalton, and Mitch, and even Nick Foles? The desperation for Bears fans is showing. Bad. It is. If you've gotten to a point in your life where you're rooting for Sam Darnold to come to the Bears, you're lost. You are. I don't get any of the praise for Sam Darnold. None of it. And it's so funny to me, he has been covered by the media. The media's loved Sam Darnold. Everybody, he's great. Oh, bad team, no one to throw to. What about other quarterbacks? Why don't they get the same treatment? Hey, Josh Rosen was in his class. Josh Rosen got screwed. 1 year, Steve Wilkes, 3-13, gone. And he's never gotten a chance to start for a formidable team with legitimate weapons. I didn't hear anybody mention anything about him. Why does Sam Darnold get a pass? I'm asking. Why is everybody defending him? Look, at the end of the day, I don't care who's around you. I don't care if you have no weapons, no wide receivers. If you're a quarterback, you have to make good decisions. That's a fact. So when I look at Sam Darnold and I see 45 touchdowns, 39 picks, and the main argument to refute that is, oh, he had no one to throw to, not good enough. That's a decision-making problem. A decision-making problem, an instinct problem. Everybody here knows Mitch Trubisky can't read a defense, right? Yet it's ironic because Mitch never throws that many picks. He actually takes care of the football. Nick Foles even does. So I find it just head-scratching as to why people were lobbying for Sam Darnold. He can't make decisions. Been in the league 3 years, he can't make decisions. I don't care who was or wasn't around him. At the end of the day, interceptions are your fault as a quarterback. It's on you. You made a bad decision. And sure, you could say, oh, the ball tipped off his hands or it wasn't always his fault. Well, the data here, the stats here show this isn't an anomaly. It's a pattern. Every year, the guy can't take care of the football. Last year, 9 touchdowns, 11 picks, 12 games. Are you kidding me? How is that even acceptable? You know, I'd love to see the reaction if Mitch did that. I would love to see it. Because you know what? If he did that, I'd be lobbying for Mitch to go. If Foles did that, I'd be lobbying for Foles to go. Any quarterback, that is unacceptable. Unacceptable play from an NFL quarterback. A starter, unacceptable. And yet the Jets said it's okay. The national media said it's okay. Change of scenery. What happened to that argument for Josh Rosen? What happened to that argument for other quarterbacks throughout their careers in the NFL? Dwayne Haskins? What about him? Given a year and a half and kicked out of Washington? Now what? He's a backup. Mitch, backup now. But yet it's Sam Darnold who gets a chance. Why? Why is Sam Darnold a priority over these other quarterbacks? I don't get it. And good luck for Carolina. This is pretty telling to me. Sam Darnold is horrible. But they ousted Teddy Bridgewater to bring him in. I mean, that's insulting. If I were a quarterback and I found out I lost my job to Sam Darnold, I wouldn't be too pleased. Let's put it that way. Here's the kicker. Bears fans want him now. They do. I saw tweets all over the place yesterday. Oh, bring in Bridgewater, like last year. We all saw what he did in Carolina. I said from the beginning, Teddy Bridgewater is an overrated quarterback. Grossly overrated. And last year proved it. 15 touchdowns, 11 picks in 15 games. 15 touchdowns in 15 games. Mitch had more and less. And they got weapons in Carolina. Curtis Samuel, Robbie Anderson. McCaffrey, I understand, was hurt, but still, Mike Davis stepped up. They had weapons. Bridgewater just did nothing, like usual. See, everyone points to those 5 games with the Saints. No one remembers what he was before. And that's a shame because he used to play in Minnesota. I remember watching him face the Bears. He never did anything. Never did a thing. And now we've got people today saying, bring him in. Look, you all know where I stand on Andy Dalton. Not a fan. Not a fan at all, but I'd rather have him than Teddy. I'd rather have him than Sam. I would. Teddy Bridgewater is going to be 29 years old. There is no upside. We've seen his ceiling. Pocket passer, can't run, and can't even throw touchdowns. That's embarrassing. That is embarrassing. Sam Darnold, to his credit, could have some upside. I'll give him that. But still, who would you rather have? Andy Dalton, winning quarterback. Playoff appearances. Did okay in Dallas, about the same as Mitch Trubisky, numerically. Would you rather have that or 9 touchdowns, 11 picks? And a mixed bag of what to expect. Although you do know one thing, lots of interceptions, lots of bad decisions, no instincts. Who would you rather have? Pick your poison. It is just so scary to me that Bears fans actually wanted Darnold. And I wish the guy the best. I really do. I hope he proves me wrong and everybody wrong. But the fact is, it's just unfair. The coverage of him has been unfair. The way he's been treated has not been how other quarterbacks have been treated, and he's worse. There should be warning flags galore when you look at his numbers. Ignore the passer rating even. Go ahead. Even completion percentage. Fine. You want to say he's no receivers? Fine. But 45 touchdowns, 39 picks in 3 years, that's a problem. You can't be saying he has a future and turn around and shut down every other quarterback who's been in that position. Josh Rosen, Mitch. Can't do that. Unfair. I get it. The desperation is showing for Bears fans. I understand. I know. You desperately want a quarterback. You're not happy with Dalton. You're not happy with Foles. You weren't happy with Mitch. I get it. But at the end of the day, do you want a project? I didn't see anybody support Carson Wentz. Rightfully so. Why is everybody supporting Sam Darnold then? Why? What, because he's a little bit younger? Because he had no one around him, supposedly? The guy can't make decisions. Plain and simple. If he has a problem targeting receivers, if he has a problem throwing deep downfield, if he has a problem keeping the ball away from the other team, that has nothing to do with the talent around him. And you all know that. Nothing. It does have to do with his instincts. I've seen so many people comment on my videos, on the radio program, Mitch can't read a defense. One read Mitch. Check down Mitch. Fair. Do you have the balls to say the same about Sam Darnold? No, you don't. Nobody does. Everybody's defending him. What did he do to deserve that defense? That's what I want to know. We're talking about national media figures, local media, people breaking down film supposedly. You know what? At the end of the day, you can't argue with me. The numbers speak for themselves. The bad decisions, time and time and time again, speak for themselves. And if anybody suggests Teddy Bridgewater to the Bears now, you're going to be sorry. You're going to be sorry about that decision, because at the end of the day, if Teddy Bridgewater was on this team, you'd get worse than Mitch Trubisky level production. You would. Look at his numbers. Do your research. Teddy Bridgewater is a pocket quarterback, not really mobile. And I don't need 15 touchdowns and 11 picks in 15 games. I don't. I'd rather play a backup all season. He could probably get similar numbers. I remember these rumors last year, too. I remember the Teddy Bridgewater rumors about bringing him to Chicago. Fortunately, those fizzled. They better not start up again. You have Andy Dalton. You have Nick Foles. You could draft somebody. Who knows? Maybe a trade could happen, although I doubt it. That Russell Wilson trade talk being revisited is a joke, by the way, just so you all know. But look, at the end of the day, I'd rather have Andy Dalton. I'm not a fan of the move. But I'd rather have at least an established veteran, a guy who does know how to win, than Teddy Bridgewater or Sam Darnold or any other washed-up quarterback in this league. Let's not be greedy. I'm not saying Dalton is the best. I'm not saying we should rejoice that Andy Dalton is the Bears quarterback and it's not someone else. No. But I am saying don't be greedy. It could have been much worse. It still could be much worse. Would you rather have a guy who takes care of the football or Sam Darnold? Would you rather have a guy who makes good decisions or Sam Darnold? Would you rather have a guy who knows how to win or Sam Darnold? These are simple questions with simple answers. And I know it hurts to look at the truth like that. I know it hurts to sit here and say I'd rather have Andy Dalton than Sam Darnold, but trust me, you're not going to regret that. Sam Darnold is done, and these are behaviors that are inherent. It has nothing to do with the team around him. When you throw that many interceptions over a 3-year span, so he's been given time to learn, and he still hasn't gotten better, and he's still making mistakes, and his instincts are in question, that's a problem. Big problem. If you all believe Mitch Trubisky's instincts are bad, and they're not the best, how do you think Sam Darnold's are? A guy who's throwing interceptions left and right. You think his are good? Oh, no. Right. It's because he hasn't had a wide receiver. Keep telling yourself that. Keep listening to the mainstream. Keep listening to everybody telling you he's going to be a great quarterback. He's not. The warning signs are all over the place. So if I were you Bears fans, be grateful you don't have Sam Darnold. Be grateful there's no Teddy Bridgewater. And hope that maybe in the draft, or maybe Andy Dalton, works out better than those two options. More to come here on Sports Talk Chicago. My interview with Benjamin Albright comes up next, so stay tuned. Hey, do you want to make some money this weekend? What if I told you I could offer you $250 free to bet on any game you want? Here's what you have to do. Go to sportstalkchicago.com/cash. sportstalkchicago.com/cash. Must be 21 plus, must be an Illinois resident. You can bet $250 free on any game you want for this upcoming weekend. Bulls basketball, they are back. Major League Baseball, Cubs and White Sox finishing up their first full week of action, and the Blackhawks are going strong. This is, without question, the best time to put down some money, win a whole lot more back. At sportstalkchicago.com/cash. sportstalkchicago.com/cash. You have a gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.